Live from ABC7, this is Eyewitness News at 7 p.m. on LA56.
Nationwide protests against police brutality continue to grow tonight, including a call for justice here in Los Angeles.
Major cleanup after the massive storm spawned a tornado, mudslides, and much more. And
beachgoers team up with lifeguards to help save an injured dolphin. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jory Rand.
I'm Giovanna Lotta. Welcome to Eyewitness News on LA56, LA's only live local newscast at 7 p.m. From coast to coast, it has been a day of protests over the police shootings of unarmed black men. Demonstrators took to the streets in New York, the Bay Area, and here in Los Angeles. Eyewitness News reporter Leanne Suter has more.
Hands up!
Making their voices heard, protesters fill Pershing Square in downtown LA, demanding an end to police brutality.
This stops today. No more killing our children, our husbands, our fathers. Black Lives Matter, and we're out here to end the brutal police killings.
Holding signs and chanting, they joined thousands across the country today.
From Ferguson to LA! These racist cops have got to pay!
Gathered to call attention to the innocent lives, they say, lost at the hands of law enforcement. Protesters demanding justice and urging lawmakers to take action, calling for special independent prosecutors to investigate officer-involved shootings.
I think it's important for the police to be held accountable, and the system isn't doing that.
No justice, no peace, no racist police!
Joining the cross-country cause, protesters also took to the streets at Hollywood and Highland, where a man who was allegedly armed with a knife was shot and killed recently by police.
It's not a new thing. It's a countrywide problem. You know, the police have, targeted black and Latino communities, especially black communities.
Those who turned out today say the only way things will change is if everyone speaks out across the country, united in the call for justice.
Their motto is shoot first, lie later, and this has to stop, and I won't stop until I see true transparency in the city of Long Beach, LA, and around the world.
No problems or arrests were reported at either of the protests here in Los Angeles. In downtown Los Angeles, Leanne Suter, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
And thank you. Outraged protesters also marched against police brutality in cities across the Bay Area today. Here's how a large demonstration looked like in San Francisco, where people staged a die-in on Market Street. Meanwhile, a disturbing discovery on the UC Berkeley campus. 3 cardboard cutouts were found hanging by nooses. At least one had the words, "I can't breathe," printed on the front. University officials say it's unclear who hung those effigies or what their intent was, but that they may have been connected to a demonstration.
The largest march took place in our nation's capital. The goal is to draw attention to the deaths of unarmed black men at the hands of police. As ABC's Bazi Kanani reports, they converged on the Capitol building, calling on Congress to take action.
They marched and shouted.
We are all tired of being sick and tired. Things must change.
Thousands of protesters rallying in the nation's capital to focus attention on the deaths of unarmed black men at the hands of police officers.
The protesters out here today taking their message to the U.S. Capitol because they say that is where they want to see action.
A call to action ignited by the fatal shooting of Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri, and the apparent chokehold killing of Eric Garner in New York. Grand juries in both cases refusing to indict the white police officers in their deaths.
We need national legislation and intervention to save us from state grand juries that say it's all right to choke people even on tape and you won't bring them to court.
Michael Brown's family and Eric Garner's mother joining today's national march.
We're here for justice. We hope they hear our voices.
And protesters vowing to keep up the pressure to end police brutality and racism.
We're going to march, we're going to protest, we're going to lie down, we're going to sit down, we're going to stand in the way till we get justice.
That call echoed today in cities from Boston to New York, where thousands of protesters marched through several Manhattan neighborhoods. Bazi Kanani, ABC News, Washington.
And in New York, one of those routes brought protesters along iconic Fifth Avenue. They carried a large banner saying Black Lives Matter in response to the grand jury decisions in the police killings of Eric Garner and Michael Brown. Organizers say hundreds came from other states to join the protests. This evening, protesters have even managed to shut down the Brooklyn Bridge. In Boston, a sea of protesters chanted near the Massachusetts State House in Boston Common. The demonstration snarled traffic with some streets being closed off, and you can see things got a little tense as police formed a human barrier against those protesters. They say they wanted to ensure the rights of all citizens while keeping the area safe. That included working to keep protesters off of highways and interstates. So far, police have arrested 23 people, charging them with disorderly conduct.
Closer to home, the search is on for two men suspected of stabbing two people in Hollywood early this morning. It happened in Hollywood at around 1 a.m. Police say two men got into an argument with two other men near Cherokee Avenue and Hollywood Boulevard. One man was stabbed and the suspect fled the scene. The other man, who police say was drunk, was stabbed in the same area, but it's unclear if it was by the same suspect. So far, no arrests have been made. And a fire breaks out at Samba Brazilian Steakhouse restaurant at Universal City Walk. Viewers sent us a picture and video on Twitter showing the scene and smoke from the fire. It took LA County firefighters 10 minutes to knock down the flames. No injuries have been reported. There's no word on what started the fire or whether the restaurant will remain open for business tonight.
The cleanup effort is underway in South LA after a tornado touched down yesterday, causing quite a bit of damage. Eyewitness News reporter Melissa McBride spoke to residents there, still in shock that a tornado could even strike their neighborhood.
The swirling sound of powerful winds tossing whatever they could tear loose was captured on camera. Roof tiles were ripped off and sent hurling through this South Los Angeles neighborhood.
Oh, wow! Looky there!
People knew a storm was coming, but they never imagined a tornado would touch down.
At first, I thought it was an earthquake because my whole house shook, like literally shook, and I got really scared, so we went under the table.
The National Weather Service says winds were up to 85 miles per hour, and what people felt, saw, and heard was an EF0, the weakest type of tornado, but still a tornado.
I've asked other people, and it just hit here. So I have no words to actually describe it. It was really, I could say it's freaky.
The day after has people sweeping and trimming. City crews have cut down the bigger trees that were damaged. The tornado uprooted a large tree in front of Initha Allen's house, bent the fence, and hit the roof. Tornadoes are rare in Southern California. The last one to hit Los Angeles was in March of 1983.
There was a tornado on Broadway, and it was terrible. So for me to experience this again, it was still just as scary as the first time.
Allen says she's praying she won't experience a third tornado in her lifetime. She's just relieved her children and grandchildren were not hurt.
We still want to put our Christmas lights up. You know, we're trying to keep the Christmas spirit, you know. You can't let Mother Nature come and take that from us.
The tornado knocked out power to about 1,000 homes, but the LADWP says power has been restored to those customers. Reporting in South LA, I'm Melissa McBride, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
In Camarillo Springs, another major cleanup after the storm set loose mud and boulders as big as basketballs down into homes. The final evacuation orders were lifted this morning, and this is what residents came home to. Look at that. 13 homes have been red tagged, deemed uninhabitable. Some houses still have rocks and mud piled as high as the rooftop. It's the third time in 6 weeks that hill has come down into this community. The hill left prone to slides after the Springs wildfire last year. And part of Pacific Coast Highway in Ventura County is still closed following the big storm. This is the second time this month a mudslide has shut down PCH. The closure runs from Las Posas Road to Yerba Buena Road north of Hollywood.
Well, the weather has calmed down right now, but it's looking to pick back up again sometime this week. We turn things over to Danny Romero, who's got a first check of our forecast. Danny.
All right, thanks, Jory and Giovanna. Yeah, things are nice right now. Certainly a clear out in effect, but temps are still on the cool side, and that will continue even as this next system makes its way in. Right now, we're clear, of course, on the live Megadoppler 7000 HD, but things to watch for are some advisories that are still in place on the coastal spots. We're seeing up around Ventura County, down to LA County, a high surf advisory in effect. Now, this has been extended till 4 a.m. The Ventura County one, that's in effect until 4 a.m. tomorrow as well. So these have been extended now for a little bit longer, although Orange County's high surf advisory going off tonight at 10 p.m. We look outside, things are cloudy and cool, but that change to the rain and snow I'll tell you about that with a 7-day in just a bit. Jory and Giovanna, go ahead.
Okay, Danny, thanks. And you can track the rain and get weather alerts with your mobile device by downloading the free ABC7 Mega Doppler weather app. It's available from the App Store and Google Play. All you have to do is search Mega Doppler.
A 22-year-old man is behind bars in connection with a shooting near an alternative high school in Portland, Oregon. 4 people were wounded, including a 16-year-old girl, as the shots rang out yesterday outside Rosemary Anderson High. Police say the shooting appears to be gang-related and that there may have been a dispute just prior. They say overnight, officers stopped a vehicle and arrested the suspect on a parole violation. They also recovered a handgun from the car.
It was a violent day in Afghanistan today where 3 separate attacks have killed at least 19 people. In a Kabul suburb, a suicide bomber struck a bus carrying Afghan army personnel, killing 6, wounding 14 others. Other attacks have claimed the lives of a court official and at least 12 workers clearing mines in the southern part of the country. And today, there's official word that 2 U.S. soldiers were killed in an attack on a convoy late yesterday. The Taliban has claimed responsibility for that attack. The spike in violence comes just weeks before the international military mission in Afghanistan is set to come to an end.
More flight cancellations today at Europe's busiest airport. This comes a day after a computer failure caused a temporary closure of London's airspace. Nearly 40 flights were canceled today at London Heathrow Airport. That's in addition to dozens that were canceled yesterday due to a system glitch at one of the air traffic control towers. Airport officials blamed the failures on a power outage. The system is said to be back up and running, but the airport is still in the process of returning to normal operations.
Well, let's stay in the UK, and a happy holiday from Prince George. Prince William and Princess Kate are offering their season's greetings with newly released photos of their son. Those photos were taken in late November and show the little prince in a courtyard at Kensington Palace. Prince George will be 17 months old on December 22nd, 3 days before Christmas.
Just precious, and I love the song.
Yes, it's very cute.
Coming up on Eyewitness News, the storm may have moved out of the area, but concerns linger over a threat in the water. We'll explain.
And a dolphin stranded at a local beach, how crews work to save the animal, and an update on its condition.
Plus, it's a big day. We'll tell you why lots of people were rushing to the altar today. A dolphin rescue in San Pedro this morning. LA County lifeguards who provided these pictures got a call of a dolphin stranded at Royal Palms Beach. They helped keep it alive by pouring water over it until Marine Animal Rescue could get there. With a little help from some civilians, they were able to move the dolphin off the beach. It was taken to a care center at Fort MacArthur for treatment. We're told it is in stable condition and transported to SeaWorld.
Well, surf's up. Way up along Southern California beaches in the wake of the storm. Officials have some serious warnings for those deciding to venture into the ocean. Eyewitness News reporter Hugh McCrae has more on the dangers lurking in the water.
Don't let the clear skies and the beautiful scenery fool you. This might be the calm after the storm, but the threat at beaches remain. The water is dangerous.
Our biggest fear is people that inexperienced people getting caught in rip currents, getting pulled out. Then we're going to have to go out and make a rescue on those people.
Yesterday's powerful storm left behind surf of 10 feet high against Southern California shorelines. Lifeguards say the high surf and rip currents pose an extreme risk to anyone planning on swimming or surfing in the area. But that didn't stop Garrett Loringson.
It's closing out, but I mean, you'll see a couple people out there still getting barrels, so it's pretty fun.
Safety officials told us even the experienced surfers should be careful.
Still some high surf here, so we're recommending that people come and check in with the lifeguards before they get in the water.
The rough surf out here isn't the only threat to swimmers and surfers. Water quality is also a huge concern.
Since the storm drains have been open, that they don't go in the water for 72 hours because of all of the runoff from the roads and whatnot.
That's why Carl Rodenbaugh isn't in the ocean.
I do stay out of the water on a day like this because of the runoff, and I don't want to get sick.
Still, for some, the reward is greater than the risk.
There was a first rain I think earlier this week, so that kind of flushed out most of the junk, at least in my head. So there's some seaweed out there, but otherwise it's pretty clean.
In Manhattan Beach, Hugh McCrae, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
And Danny joining us now to talk about the rain that is coming our way. We have a few days, though.
Yeah, a couple days to get ready for it, right? And of course, be ready to bundle up as well, because it's going to be a cold system once again like the one we had. Although the rain amounts not quite as much, but still something to get ready for. Here we go outside. A look here on our Saturday night, The View, this time showing our camera live in an HD down at Long Beach, and a beautiful shot there. Boy, pretty clear right now along that part of the coastline, and will stay that way certainly through the nighttime hours and on the clear side as well. Swing the camera over to downtown, and there the downtown look seems to be a pretty nice one too. Clear skies over the area, and then we're going to see things stay that way through tonight and into tomorrow before the clouds move in. Right now, 58 degrees. Our temp, 46% relative humidity, and a barometer that's falling now, 30.09. But oh, what a gorgeous sunset we had earlier tonight. Laguna Beach at sunset, looking great as the nighttime settles in over the area. Right here's what's changing in our weather. Here's the high pressure ridge, kind of weak, but allowing some clouds in, but still keeping us dry at the moment. What's going to change, though, we'll see this cold front and that associated low with it making its way, tracking right about Monday, late Monday, enough to get to the first shot of rain late Monday into Tuesday. Then really staying there, pushing on shore, more of that cold moisture and that cold air to bring us rain and snow, with its level dropping down to just below 6,000 feet. Here's our cool numbers tonight as well. It's a cold night. 29 in Wrightwood, 44, Ventura 32, Lancaster. Highs tomorrow, again a cool day. Only 54 for a high in Palmdale, 65 for downtown. We'll get to 67 in Anaheim and Irvine, with Palm Springs only topping off at 69 degrees tomorrow. Now here's the 7-day Power Back weather, and watch the rain start to move in late Monday into Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday as well. We're keeping in chances there until it clears out for the weekend. For the valleys in the Inland Empire, we've got that sunshine keeping us clear tomorrow with the clouds moving in late, and then here comes the rain late Monday as well. About 3/4 of an inch in that Valley Inland Empire area, and then still shower chances Wednesday and Thursday, and the temperatures stay cool right into the weekend. 60s for the highs. The beaches will be partly cloudy tomorrow, and the clouds bring in the rain come Monday into Tuesday. About maybe a half an inch in those coastal areas and coastal valleys. Still, we're going to keep in rain chances for Wednesday and Thursday as well. Cool and cloudy into the weekend. Mountain areas, partly cloudy. We're looking at rain certainly by Tuesday. Snow level dropping down 6,000 feet or less Wednesday into Thursday, and then still clouds and cool in the weekend. Look at those numbers at night in the mountains, too, down to 17. Cold at nighttime in the high desert, too. Partly cloudy skies for tomorrow, and then we'll see conditions start to cloud up, and that first shot of rain coming in late Monday, sticking around to Tuesday. Lesser amounts there as well, and still shower chances Wednesday and Thursday. So not as big a rainmaker as this last one, but still we're adding to that rain bucket more and more, which is good.
And we need it.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, Danny, thank you. Well, if you haven't noticed, today is somewhat of a special day. It is December 13th, 2014.
And that means the date is 12/13/14. The memorable date was a popular one for weddings today. We met up with some young couples tying the knot in Santa Ana. While many of them had intentionally chosen this date, one couple says they got it by surprise.
I made the appointment and didn't realize the significance of today. Yeah, it was the next Saturday available, so.
Kind of an accident.
It's awesome.
I will never forget it as long as I live. I can never forget this anniversary.
As someone married on 6/7/8, I'm telling you, it really comes in handy. It really does. The Orange County clerk says their offices have been packed. Today alone, they gave out 175 marriage licenses, about 40 more than on a usual Saturday. The next sequential date won't happen for another 20 years when it's January 2nd, 2034, but that technically isn't sequential because it's 1/2/34. So you have to wait another, what, 80 years?
Yeah, that's a long time. That's a long time.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't be the date that
2103.
makes you remember, you know.
Absolutely.
It should be the moment, the memories.
Yeah, Tori.
Hey, I'm just helping you. And what comes around, it really is a lifesaver. Just saying.
Ahead on Eyewitness News, we'll tell you about some changes coming to Facebook and why the company says they are important.
Plus, there's a new way to look at all of the lights this holiday season. We'll show you more of this bird's eye view. Plus this.
Full-size pickup trucks are big sellers in the U.S., but some people don't want something quite so big. I'm car specialist Dave Coons. There haven't been a lot of smaller offerings in recent years, but GM is upping the ante. I'll have the story coming up.
Folks in Richmond, Virginia can drive by this house to check out the elaborate Christmas lights display. But there's a new angle to look at this house, a bird's eye view. Daryl Watkins used a drone to show off this family's holiday display. From the air, you can get a better appreciation of the effort that goes into decorating this home and how it compares to the neighbors. That home features more than 170,000 lights and nearly 800 homemade decorations.
Hard to compete with that. A pair of new GM trucks are hitting the market and getting attention for bucking the trend of bigger equals better. Car specialist Dave Coons gives us a look at how they stack up compared to full-size pickups.
Pickup trucks as a group are hugely popular, with individual models easily outselling pretty much every model of car. But the vast majority of trucks are big.
You can't buy a truly small truck because nobody makes one anymore. They're everywhere else in the world. But America's size matters.
General Motors is making a big move this year by getting back into building smaller trucks. Not really small the way compact trucks were years ago, but definitely smaller than the big ones. The new Chevy Colorado and GMC Canyon are mid-size pickups, looking to eke out a spot in a sea of the larger models.
Big opportunity. A lot of folks want a smaller truck, but it's got to offer the right bundle of features and amenities and packages.
GM's own mid-size trucks, the previous Canyon and Colorado, were laughably out of date when they disappeared a couple of years ago. And that's pretty much the case with the mid-size competition. The Nissan Frontier is going on 10 years old, and so is Toyota's Tacoma. Toyota has announced that a new Tacoma will be coming soon. They've likely been keeping a close eye on what GM is now offering. And that is a combination of big capability, a towing rating of up to 7,200 pounds, and modern technology. Buyers have different reasons for perhaps wanting a mid-size truck over a full-size one. Of course, the smaller size means better maneuverability and it's easier to park. Other buyers are looking for fuel efficiency. Right now, the Chevy Colorado and GMC Canyon have 2 engines available, but wait until next year. If a new mid-size model is a big move in the truck world, then a mid-size truck with a diesel engine is downright huge. Late next year, GM will offer a 4-cylinder diesel as an option. Not many specifics yet, but it could be a game changer.
As much as our gas engines pair up fuel efficiency and performance, I think that's going to take it to a whole other level.
The only question now is whether GM's bold move of coming up with a new smaller truck will pay off in sales. Dave Coons, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Facebook is taking a more humanistic approach in how it treats its more than 1.3 billion members. The company now internally refers to its users as people, no longer just as users. The spokeswoman this week said it's arrogant to think the only reason people exist is to use what you built and that they have lives outside the product experience. Facebook also has an empathy team which trains advertisers and employees to look at the site from the customer's point of view.
We're updating our top stories at 7:30. Plus, our recent storm has snow lovers ready to hit the slopes.
Still to come, we'll head up to the mountains and show you just how much snow different areas have seen.
And a win in court for comedian Tracy Morgan. We have the latest.
Plus, new details in the Sony hacking scandal, including why there was a fight over how much money Jennifer Lawrence was paid for one of her films.
live from ABC7. This is Eyewitness News at 7:30 p.m. on LA56.
Our top story at 7:30, a day of protests aimed at the criminal justice system. Hello, I'm Giovanna Lotta.
I'm Jory Rand. This is Eyewitness News on LA56, LA's only live local newscast at 7:30 p.m. From New York to the Bay Area to here in Los Angeles, demonstrators took to the streets protesting the deaths of unarmed black men at the hands of police, and in particular, the absence of indictments in the deaths of Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri, and Eric Garner in New York.
Residents in South LA are cleaning up after a rare tornado yesterday. It was all captured on video. The powerful winds were up to 85 miles an hour. It was categorized as an EF0, the weakest type of tornado. Today, residents were sweeping up the mess and city crews cut down the bigger trees that were damaged. Tornadoes are rare in Southern California. The last one to hit LA was in March of 1983.
Well, the storm may be gone, but it left behind plenty of snow up in the mountains. Inland Empire Bureau Chief Rob McMillan headed up to Wrightwood today. He spoke with excited skiers and local business owners who are grateful for the snow, but still eager for more.
This was sunrise in the San Gabriel Mountains with a crisp blue sky and a fresh layer of powder.
That's beautiful. That's fantastic. It's such a wonderful gift. It's so clear and fresh.
It's nice to have some white stuff on the ground for Christmas at least.
And snow for mountain resorts is like money falling from the heavens.
Money to the businesses, definitely.
At the local hardware store, firewood, shovels, and salt now available. At Cinnamon's Bakery, there were plenty of goodies for the tummy.
Pastries, muffins, quiches, caramel apple, oatmeal, all kinds of stuff.
And this is what the locals have been waiting for, although perhaps not as much snow around town as some would have liked.
I was sort of let down when they said a foot, but it'll be coming.
You wanted more than a foot?
Yeah, at least.
It wasn't cold enough to get nice snow, but it was cold enough to just get bad roads.
Just to show you the difference that a few hundred feet of elevation can make, here in the town of Wrightwood at the 5,900-foot level, there's just a dusting of snow. But here at the 6,500-foot level, there's 2 to 3 inches of fresh snow, and there's even more of it up at the ski resort. At Mountain High, they got 6 to 8 inches of snow. The snow guns are still going, and the heavy equipment is on the move. They say they're going to open up tomorrow. We'll be there. Specifically, 8:30 tomorrow morning.
We're ready for all the skiers and snowboarders to get on up here and enjoy the powder and nice snow, great conditions.
Winter can be a fun time in the local mountains, but without snow, it sometimes doesn't feel like winter. Fortunately, that's not the case anymore. Near Wrightwood, Rob McMillan, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
And let's check in now with Danny Romero for more on the coming storm that's headed our way. Danny.
Thanks very much, Giovanna. I like that little snowman there at the end, our snowman reporter. See that last shot? That was kind of fun. Yeah, the hat was working, the whole thing. Looks better than me in a live shot. Here's the story. We have ourselves some nice couple of days to enjoy the break in the rain because there is more coming our way. Our LAX camera showing pretty clear skies, and we can see the planes kind of lined up in the distance. I always love a shot like this over LAX. And the temps. Certainly cold has settled in. 25 right now at Big Bear, 27 at Wrightwood, 44 in Palmdale, 43 in Victorville. The cooler spots we're talking about. Still cool, but somewhat mild numbers comparatively anyway. 57 in Fullerton, 58 at Long Beach, and 56 at Van Nuys. Santa Monica checks in at 59 degrees right now. But the cold is only part of the weather picture. The rain and the snow. Tell you about that when I come back with a 7-day in just a bit. Giovanna and Jory, go ahead.
Thank you, Danny. The storm remains a hot topic on social media. Many of you shared your pictures and video under the hashtag ABC7 Eyewitness. These are just a few of the many pictures we got. We've seen everything from snow in the mountains to flooding and downed trees. Remember, when you see news happening, snap a picture and post it on social media under the hashtag ABC7 Eyewitness.
After several setbacks, the California High-Speed Rail Authority is finally ready to break ground on the nation's first high-speed rail system. The ceremony will take place in Fresno on January 6th. The announcement comes 20 months after the authority awarded a $1 billion contract to build the initial link from Madera to Fresno. In 2008, voters approved $10 billion in bonds for the project. Officials hoped to break ground last summer, but public support has decreased in recent years as project costs have soared.
Actor Tracy Morgan has won the latest round of his lawsuit against Walmart in connection to a deadly crash over the summer on the New Jersey Turnpike. A judge refused a motion to delay the suit from the driver of the Walmart truck that authorities say slammed into Morgan's limo. That driver is not named as a defendant in the lawsuit but faces criminal charges and asked the suit be delayed until that case is resolved. The wreck killed comedian James McNair and seriously injured Morgan and 2 others.
New revelations in the Sony hacking scandal stirring tensions among Hollywood's elite. The latest, the fight over Jennifer Lawrence's paycheck for American Hustle, plus a fired-up George Clooney ready to take on Rupert Murdoch over his new movie project. ABC's Lindsay Janis has more.
Tonight, the Sony hackers strike again. The group allegedly behind a massive cyber attack on the company, releasing more stolen emails and reportedly promising a large Christmas gift that it says will, quote, put Sony Pictures in the worst state. The latest stolen emails reportedly show Sony executives slamming Leonardo DiCaprio for pulling out of the Jobs film and making jokes about Will Smith's children. Other recent revelations, a leaked script from the new James Bond film Spectre, along with apparently copious notes to try to improve it. And other emails reportedly revealing a Sony wish list for all female leads in a new Ghostbusters movie. Jennifer Lawrence and Emma Stone at the top, as well as executives apparently debating aggressive legal action against original Ghostbuster Bill Murray, should he stand in the way of that new film.
It's truly a digital era disaster, and it's one that shows no sign of stopping.
But among the revelations getting the most attention tonight, documents reportedly showing Oscar winner Jennifer Lawrence and co-star Amy Adams reportedly earning less than their male co-stars on American Hustle.
Whatever, I don't want to talk about it.
And a female executive at Sony making significantly less than her male counterpart. Sony chair Amy Pascal has spent the week apologizing after a leaked exchange showed her and Oscar-winning producer Scott Rudin making racial jokes about President Obama. Pascal told ABC News she's reached out to civil rights leaders Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton. Her remarks going all the way to the White House.
At least one of the Sony executives whose emails were made public has apologized for the contents of those emails, and I certainly think that was appropriate.
That was Lindsay Janis reporting. So far, Sony has not commented on the hacking scandal.
A short-term spending bill is now on its way to President Obama's desk. The Senate passed the bill today with only hours to spare before an earlier stopgap measure was set to expire. They were originally set to vote on Monday, but late last night, some junior Republican senators defied an agreement reached by top Senate leaders. The bill will keep the federal government operating through Wednesday and avert a government shutdown. Lawmakers continue to grapple over a $1.1 trillion spending package, as well as the president's nominations.
Local Muslims gather for their annual Southern California convention.
Still to come, we'll hear from those attending on the issues they feel are important to the local Muslim community.
Plus, it's already a happy holiday for a number of needy Southern California kids. We'll take you to a very special toy giveaway next.
The Muslim Public Affairs Council held its 14th annual convention today in Long Beach. Among the topics were policy proposals to end systematic surveillance of local Muslim communities. They also discussed the U.S. Senate Intelligence Committee report about the CIA's use of torture.
And it is really a stain on our record as America and against our values to even be allowing or having a discussion of how far we can go in terms of torture.
This year's convention is titled America Deserves Better. Attendees made presentations about issues shaping the reality and perception of Islam and American Muslims.
Christmas came early to some kids in need, and it was all thanks to the 33rd annual Miracle on First Street toy giveaway. People lined up overnight at the Hollenbeck Youth Center in Boyle Heights for the opportunity to receive toys today. For many children, this will be the only toys they receive for Christmas. The event is made possible with the combined efforts from the community, law enforcement, and nearby businesses.
Hundreds of students and community leaders gathered today for the 4th annual Gift of Learning holiday event in Exposition Park. That looks like fun. The day-long event kicked off with a performance by the Inglewood High School Marching Band. 1,200 boys and girls from across Los Angeles shared this one-of-a-kind experience to learn history, science, and culture. The program concluded with a toy giveaway with local firefighters and the big man himself, Santa.
But today we're partnering to ensure that so many kids that ordinarily wouldn't have a Christmas, that they enjoy the Christmas. So I just want to repeat one more time. For the viewers, ensure you go to any fire stations to donate toys to the kids so they have a great Christmas.
Today's toy distribution would not have been possible without your help. These were the toys collected as part of ABC7's Spark of Love campaign in partnership with the LA Fire Department.
'Tis the season to help one another.
Still to come on Eyewitness News, we'll tell you how an entire community stepped up to help a mom in need.
Plus, could the Clippers be close to adding another shooter to the roster, who Doc Rivers is looking at, coming up in sports.
Flooding in Sonoma County forced many residents to seek out higher ground. Torrential rain soaked the town of Russian River, shutting down an entire mobile home park. Several of the homes have been deemed uninhabitable. Rescue crews were called in to carry residents to safety. However, the massive storm that caused all of this still did not drop enough water to pull the state out of a historic 3-year drought.
And there is more rain on the way, which will raise levels a little bit, but
yeah, that's
still,
we need 10 or 11 storms, right?
A whole big, real lot of big ones. This one not a real big one. This will have, again, some rain. It'll be scattered. There'll be the amounts will be less than we had in this last system. But again, anything we can add, we'll take it. Let's go outside and see what's shaping up here for a Saturday night. And they're looking pretty good, too. As a matter of fact, we've got our Burbank camera going on, and Burbank's looking great. We're seeing clear skies over the valley right now, and we'll see the cool air drop in tonight. And see the temperatures drop as well. Over downtown, clear skies here for a Saturday, and we are sitting right there at 58 degrees, so more of that cold weather I'm talking about. Calm winds, 46% relative humidity. Today, our normal temp, 67, close. We got to 66 downtown. And look at that rain for the season, almost 4 inches, a good inch or more above the average for this date. So far, so good as far as the rain season for us. Only started in July, by the way. Sun's not a great one at 4:45. Tomorrow morning, sun rising up at 6:51. Here's the changes in our weather. Our rain moving out. Now, setting up this ridge of high pressure. Not a real strong one, but enough to give us this offshore push to keep us dry, but mostly clear and then cold. But what's going to change as we head towards Sunday into Monday? The next weather maker is shaping up a cold front with another low coming in. And this one now turns everything around. We're now pushing onshore, more of that moisture once again, but coming from the north, it's that cold air. So it's rain, wind, and snow coming in once again for the first part of the week. Temps tonight down to 32 in Lancaster, 51 Redondo Beach, kind of the span there. And then tomorrow, the highs, again, a cool day. From a 54 in Lancaster to a 64 at Malibu, a 67 at Anaheim, a 42 for a high tomorrow in Wrightwood. Now the 7-day power back AccuWeather, and watch the rain moving in late Monday, sticking around Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Keep the umbrellas handy, and then for the weekend, we'll call it kind of a cool one with a few clouds moving in. For the valleys and the Inland Empire, the rain heads in Monday into Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Could get up to about 3/4 of an inch of this, but again, not as big a rainmaker as the last one, but still rain nonetheless, and shower chances still on Wednesday and Thursday. Beach areas will be cloudy and cool all through the week with the rain Monday into Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. A chance of showers there as well, and a cool, cloudy weekend on the way for next Friday and Saturday. Mountain areas will have some clouds for Sunday and Monday, and then the rain and snow starts moving in. Could get up to an inch of rain in some of those mountain spots, more so on some of the other elevations. And then that snow level dropping down to 6,000, maybe like around 5,500 feet before it's all said and done for Wednesday and Thursday. But look at those temps. Daytime highs, 38 and 37. Overnight lows at 25 and 17 for Wednesday night. That's a cold one. It's certainly wintertime for sure. High desert, partly cloudy. Cool conditions continue, and then the rain starts to make its way in. Again, not huge amounts for the high desert, and still sticking around for Wednesday and Thursday as well. Cool weather persists into Friday and Saturday. Umbrellas are really getting a workout now. More than they have the last couple of years, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Thank you, Danny.
Okay.
It's the time of year when we hear a lot about strangers helping one another, but in one Alabama town, an entire community stepped up to help a mom in need.
This story is something special. It all started with an act of compassion from just one man in a uniform. Here's ABC's Steve Osunsami.
This was the day when Helen Johnson thought she was going to jail, recorded on a cell phone outside a Dollar General store north of Birmingham. She admits to this police officer that, yes, she just stole 3 eggs. But she tells him she has 5 children at home and only $1.25 in her pocket.
When she started crying, she said, I just need help. I need help, Officer Spacey. I need to put food in my baby's stomachs. That's what got me. That's what hit me the hardest.
What Officer William Stacey did next is started an outpouring of donations and good wishes from around the world aimed squarely tonight at the people and police of Tarrant, Alabama. He ran inside, paid for the eggs, and told her to take them home.
He bought me not 3 eggs, but a dozen, wrapped up in a yellow bag.
More than 500,000 people watching the video online started sending food to the police station for families across the city. In these last few weeks, with so much distrust on the streets, a police encounter to celebrate.
You want some more eggs?
Oh my God.
They went to her home with armfuls of groceries.
I just thank you, sir.
She says their understanding is overwhelming. Steve Osanzani, ABC News, Atlanta.
What a great story that is. Time to talk sports. A big test tonight at Pauley Pavilion for the UCLA basketball team. 9th-ranked Gonzaga comes to town boasting a big lineup with 4 players 6'10" or taller. We'll have full highlights on Eyewitness News at 11 on ABC7. To the NBA, Clippers in Milwaukee for the second leg of a back-to-back. After falling behind by 9 at halftime, Matt Barnes leading the Clips back late, scoring 7 points in the third quarter. Clippers rebound to take a 68-65 lead. Barnes had 26. 7 ticks left. LA down 109-103. Blake Griffin gets it to Jamal Crawford, who races down court, buries the 3. And then on the ensuing inbounds, Barnes swats it out, and it looks like it hits off Brandon Knight. Originally, it was ruled Clippers ball, but on replay, it never touched a buck. Clippers lose their second straight, falling 111-106. Oregon quarterback Marcus Mariota took home the Heisman Trophy tonight, finishing in front of Alabama's Amari Cooper and Wisconsin's Melvin Gordon. Mariota led the balloting with over 2,500 votes, nearly doubling Gordon, who finished second. The Oregon QB took home 90.9% of the votes. Mariota next plays here at the Rose Bowl when Oregon takes on Florida State in the college football playoff. To the ice, Ducks in Winnipeg looking for their 7th straight win. Down 1-0 in the second. Ducks on the power play. Time running out. Hampus Lindholm to Jakob Silverberg, who lights the lamp with the slapper. And not even 2 minutes later, the Ducks get the lead. Holding into the zone, Patrick Maroon to Ryan Getzlaff. Dings it off the crossbar and in. Ducks continue rolling through their schedule. They come back with 3 goals in the second, win it 4-1. Finally, could a potential super fight between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao finally be closer to reality? And during an interview with Showtime last night, Pretty Boy Floyd fueled the fire, saying he wants to make it happen on May 2nd of next year. Mayweather has routinely fought on Cinco de Mayo weekend, and when asked about a possible fight, he said, "We're ready. Let's make it happen. May 2nd, Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao. Let's do it." Okay.
All right, that'll be a fight
All
to
right,
see tonight on Eyewitness News at 11 on ABC7. Shocking video of a basketball coach throwing a girl by her hair. Find out what led up to the chaos, plus hear from the girl in the video. And a local group says 11 inmates are innocent and should be released from prison. The Vigil for Justice. Those stories and all the late-breaking news on Southern California's #1 newscast. That's Eyewitness News at 11 on ABC7.
Coming up next here, several Santas stripped down to their skivvies. Don't worry, it's all for a good cause.
And a 5-year-old meets his hero thanks to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. The details next.
Check it out. These Santas came eager and ready for the second annual Santa Speedo Run in Long Beach. Participants donned their Santa hats and not much else. Just a matching swimsuit, shorts, undies to run 1.5 miles from the Brit to Hamburger Mary's, where a free lunch was there waiting for them. The event benefits the LGBTQ Center of Long Beach and the AIDS Food Store.
It appears the Grinch who stole a family's outdoor Christmas decorations had a change of heart.
That person returned them and then apologized. A family in Longmont, Colorado, had their inflatable Santa and some other outdoor decorations stolen from their front yard. They posted a note to the thief on their gate. Although we don't see them here, that thief returned the decorations with a note apologizing for being a bad person. The family also posted a thank you note in their yard with their decorations back in place.
That's nice and civilized. Just notes, passing notes.
If only everything could work like that.
I know, right? It's a make-a-wish that will certainly melt your heart. A South Carolina boy gets his dream come true, meeting Super Mario. 5-year-old gamer Chase wanted to meet his favorite Nintendo character, and so the Make-A-Wish Foundation and Macy's teamed up to make that come true yesterday at a mall in Greenville with the Super Mario brother himself. Chase's mom says he's been through a lot health-wise, including several heart surgeries, and the support is overwhelming.
The only expectation was meeting Mario, and we invited, obviously, our friends and family that have been around to support us throughout our journey with him. So I was expecting to see some familiar faces, but I don't know that I was expecting to see quite so many of them, which has been fantastic to have that big show of support for us.
Nice story. That's all for us. Have a great night. We'll
see you at 11.
That's right.